secret to the riddle of the written word. Why the English alphabet is not an alphabet but a cipher. Official scholarship holds that the English alphabet is a modified version of the Latin alphabet, adapted by the Anglo-Saxons in the 8th and 9th centuries to write down their Germanic language. It consists of 26 letters, 8 of which were pre-Roman signs borrowed from the runic futhark, such as thorn, ath, and ash, later lost, simple, logical, convenient. We shall conduct our own investigation, beginning with one question no textbook ever asks. Why exactly 26 letters? Why not 24? Not 28? Not 32? Why did this particular set become the global standard for America, Australia, India, Nigeria, Japan, even China, where it is used for transliteration? Why, when you open an English textbook in Beijing, do you see the same 26 symbols as in London? Is this a coincidence? Or a code? Historical context. In the year 735, at the monastery of Jarrow, the Benedictine monk Bede the Venerable, one of the first English historians, is said to have written that the Anglo-Saxons did not invent the written word, but inherited it and then reimagined it. He was speaking of the Latin script, yet in his manuscripts, in the Historia Ecclesiastica Gentis Anglorum, there is a curious detail. He uses 26 letters and only 26. No more, no fewer. Now consider the futhark, the ancient Scandinavian runic alphabet. It consisted of 24 letters. L has Berkana, Tiwaz, a system built on astronomical cycles, the signs of the elements, the gods. But the Anglo-Saxons suddenly added 2 letters. W for the sound U absent from Latin, U, a variant of V for the vowel sound. Not much, you might think. Now look at the medicinal manuscripts from the monastery of Ælfric, 10th century. There are 26 letters. In the Book of Kent, year 700, 26 letters. In the Bible of Alfred the Great, year 890, 26 letters. And in the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle, 26 letters. Why? Because 26 is no accidental number. It is a number bound up with the Kabbalah, with alchemy, with sacred geometry. In the Hebrew tradition, 22 letters of the Torah. In the Greek, 24 letters of the alphabet. In the Latin, 23. And in the English, 26. Coincidence? Or encoded knowledge? But here the mystery deepens. Alternative theories. 1. The sacred adaptation theory, put forward by Dr. Elizabeth White of the University of Leeds, 2005. She reportedly found that in the Highgate manuscripts, 10th century, the 26 letters are not set down as mere signs. They are arranged in a circle, divided into 12 sectors, each spanning 30 degrees, exactly like a zodiac wheel. She is said to have remarked that the scribes were not simply writing. They were building a map, that the alphabet became a map of the heavens. White contends that each letter is not a sound but a symbol of a planet, a zodiac sign, an astrological aspect. A. The Sun B. The Moon C. Mercury D. Venus E. Mars F. Jupiter G. Saturn A. The North Node I. The South Node K. Pluto. In the ancient tradition, a hidden planetary principle. L. Aries M. and Gemini O. Cancer P. E. O. Q. Virgo R. Libra S. Scorpio T. Sagittarius U. Capricorn V. Aquarius D. Pisces X. The astral center Y. The free spirit Z. The end of the cycle. Some letters, X, Y, Z, have no direct sound value in Old English. They were added later, not for their sound, but for symbolic completion. 2. The British Kabbalah theory, proposed by Dr. Timothy Berridge, Oxford, 2011, a scholar of medieval mystical texts. He reportedly found, in manuscripts dated to the year 950 at Glastonbury Abbey, a separate code, that every letter is a number. A equals 1, B equals 2, and so on to Z, which equals 26, and that the sum of all the letters is 351. 3 plus 5 plus 1 makes 9, the number of completion, the number of enlightenment, the number that leads to the return. Berridge is said to have observed that the word England, under this code, comes to 5 plus 14, plus 7 plus 12 plus 1 plus 14 plus 7, which equals 60, a number bound up with the Sumerian sexagesimal system, with time, with the circle. Not a coincidence, he claimed, but an astronomical code. 3. The Hidden Runic Core Theory, from Dr. James Crawford, Cambridge, 2020. He argues that the English alphabet is not truly Latin at all, but a runic code rewritten in Latin characters, that in the old tradition, letters were not merely written but inscribed, and every inscription was a symbol of energy, B, as the rune Berkanen, a symbol of growth, motherhood. T, as to as a symbol of justice, the god of war. S, Soilo, the strength, will. Alges, protection, the thorn, the shield. These runes, he claims, were never destroyed. They were merely dressed up as Latin letters. Crawford points to medieval manuscripts in which letters are circled, claiming that runic symbols were concealed within them. Take W, he says, not simply a letter, but two runes, Wunjo and Uruz, joined together. Wunjo, joy, unity. Uruz, the ox, strength, the earth. W then would mean the unity of strength. On this reading, the English were not merely taught to write. They were taught to read the signs of power. The mystical, speculative angle. Now for the strangest part. In the year 1604, King James I ordered a new Bible to be created, a single authorized version for the whole of Britain. It was called the King James Bible. It contains 39 books of the Old Testament and 27 books of the New Testament, though this script gives the figures as 26 and 27, for a stated total of 53 books. Now, add them up: 26 letters, plus 27 books, plus a total of 53, comes to 106. 106 is 2 times 53. 53 is a prime number, but add its digits together. 5 plus 3 equals 8. Now consider the special typeface used for the first printing, Garamond. It was created in the year 1540, exactly 64 years before the King James Bible was published. 64 is 8 squared, and also 2 to the 6th power. 2 to the power of 6 equals 64. 64, on this reasoning, is 26 letters plus 1 extra book. Coincidence? Or a system? And now, the famous line attributed to Francis Bacon. He is said to have held that whoever masters the alphabet masters thought, and whoever masters thought masters the people. Bacon, a man linked in this telling to the secret fellowship of the Rosy Cross, to alchemists, to Freemasons, is said to have maintained that language itself was a hidden machine. And in the year 1624, in his work The New Atlantis, he described an ideal society in which all knowledge is preserved within the code of writing itself. And within that code, 26 letters, unveiling the true secret. The second secret is not one of writing, but of memory. The English alphabet is not merely a set of symbols, it is a protective code. It was made in this telling to conceal ancient wisdom beneath the guise of a practical tool. When the Church forbade runic tablets, the English, so the theory goes, rewrote them in Latin script. When the monks feared to burn the old texts, they set them down instead as plain English. Everyone who learned to read was, on this view, learning to read symbols without knowing they were symbols. The letter A is not a sound, it is the sun. The letter Z is not an ending, it is a gateway. The English did not merely learn to write, they learned, so this theory claims, to weave magic into the everyday. Their alphabet is not a tool, it is an arc. Hidden in every dictionary, hidden in every textbook, hidden in every word you are reading now. Their language, on this account, is not a means of communication, it is a mechanism of preservation. When you say you are not merely making a sound, you are pronouncing her. And if you recall that you is Uruz, the ox strength, the earth, then, so the theory runs, you understand, you is not a personal pronoun, It is a symbol of earthly strength joined to a divine origin. This, the narrator insists, is not linguistics. It is an esoteric architecture of consciousness. And that is precisely why, in this telling, the English never explained what they were doing. They simply taught the world to write. Because whoever teaches writing teaches thinking, and whoever teaches thinking teaches survival. The second secret, then, is the secret of forbidden knowledge hidden within the letter, and it still works, to this day. Because you are reading these words right now, and you do not know that every one of them is a key. A translator's note: this script presents its numerological claims, letter-planet correspondences, gematria sums, the Garamond King James 6-4-year coincidence, and the attributed quotations from Dr. Elizabeth White, Dr. Timothy Berridge, Dr. James Crawford, and Francis Bacon, as established fact. I have not been able to verify these figures or attributions, and the Old Testament total given here, 39 books, doesn't match the 26 the script uses in its own arithmetic. I've translated it faithfully as written rather than correcting it.